Ciao, everybody. Welcome back to the JuveCorner cast. And guys, we have a special guest with us today. We got Bianconetti TV Musso here. And Musso, great to have you on the channel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Ciao, guys.
Yeah, no, and like I said, everybody, we're going to be bringing you your post-match reaction, everybody. Juventus 2, Monza 1, everybody. And like I said, it was a solid performance today. And Musso, what do you think? What do you think about the performance?
Overall, honestly, not the best day for Juventus, but at the end, we got the 3 points that we were looking for. We've been struggling lately, getting draws that are not deserved, right? Maybe Malta has a little bit of pressure on him. But other than that, good day. 3 points. That's what we were looking for before going into Christmas.
Exactly, 100%. And like I
hmm
said, 3 points is all that matters.
Yeah.
As of right now, because, the amount of draws that we've gotten throughout the season, it's just like I said, we need to start winning. And this is the time to win, start to finally get some confidence back. I like to see Nico Gonzalez as well. What do you think about Nico Gonzalez today?
Coming back from injury, right? Obviously, little playing time, but we like to see him get minutes start. Um, Playing again, getting well with the team. So, but he played well, scored a nice goal today, and yeah, I hope to see him play more in the future. But he looks promising. It looks promising.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to remind our audience as well to make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to chat as well, just subscribe, and you guys can also chat in the chat right now. And also, guys, also follow the Bianconeri TV.tv. It's on Instagram as well. Go check them out as well. Don't worry, it's all on our Instagram. So if you guys want to follow them, just check out our story. It'll lead you right to their page. But guys, like I said, let's keep it going. This is a performance that I've been wanting to see us close out the games, even though, in my opinion, it's not the strongest performance, but
hmm
we get the 3 points, and that's what it matters, especially going against Fiorentina in the next weekend.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's going to be tough, especially versus a team like Fiorentina. But I don't. Like I said, I wasn't convinced in the second half. What are your thoughts about the second half of this game? Because I just think that we were very poor in the second half.
Uh, it was very slow, right? We were just there. We were just holding on to the lead. That's what we really wanted. And then towards the end, we made some subs. We saw Cambiaso come on, which was nice, and we secured the 2 points. That was what we were looking for, right? Against a very poor Monza team. But it really should not be like that against Monza. We should
Yeah.
really be outplaying them. We should be. This is not a side where we should be competing with, but it's been like this all season. We're struggling
Yeah.
against smaller teams. We perform against big teams. So yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the biggest thing that I've been noticing also is that Motta's finally changing the lineup. What do you think about the lineup changing, especially with Yildiz playing a little bit sometimes in the center, sometimes he also plays on the wing, and then adding that Nico Gonzalez flair to it. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, it definitely adds some character to the team. I do like Yildiz playing more in the central role, and then having Chico out wide because Chico it's his best thing. Beating a man on the wing and then whipping it across. And then something defensive wise, which I really like lately, the past 2 games, Tagomoto's playing McKennie at left back, which he can move into the central role and help out the team more advancing up the pitch, which I like.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, no, I agree 100% with. I think that Thiago Motta's finally realizing what his, I would say, starting 11 should be and should be on here out because, like I said, we've been very poor in terms of creating it that in the final third.
hmm
And my question is, what are your thoughts about Vlahovic, especially going into the second part of the season? And like I said, he's very inconsistent. So, what are your thoughts about Dusan Vlahovic this season?
he has a big role to fill, right? He's there up by himself. He has no really support. He's the lone striker, but overall, I think we need to get a little step up for him, and we need to start. He needs to start taking chances. That's what I need to see from him more, taking strikes on goal, testing the keeper, right? But he had an issue with the Curva the other day. We saw that, and he responds back. 3 goals in the past 4 games, if I'm not mistaken, which is big for him. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing well, I think, so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, after that, confrontation with the Kurva, that's like I said, it's sometimes, it's a big red flag, especially if that happens, especially between the player and the fans. So, you know, I think that Vlahovic, he has a lot to prove this season because I think if he doesn't even reduce his salary, because remember his contract is running up. So,
Hmm.
like I said, if he doesn't, reduce his salaries at some point, I think that Vlahovic could end up leaving this team.
Hmm.
And Vlahovic, like I said, a lot of the fans are, yes, Vlahovic is this, Vlahovic is good, but then also now they're also criticizing him with his hold up play, which has always been one of his weaknesses.
Hmm.
And the big thing that I think that Vlahovic needs to do, I think, is finish the chances that are like easy to finish. Like
Exactly.
we saw in the past couple games, a lot of misses that are like 6 inches away from goal.
Hmm.
And, like I said, we need that more continuity from this Juventus. And, starting off with a win today, I think really proves that we could be, and, we could be back. But remember, it's against a Monza, so we have to be calmer. We have to be a little bit calmer. But, against Fiorentina, that's going to be the big test because Fiorentina are playing very, very well this season, I have to say.
Yes, they always do play well, right? But this season, obviously, we sent Moiskin uh to Fiorentina, and he's playing absolutely brilliant there, which is something to look at, right? And maybe it's the pressure at Juve, right?
Yeah.
But overall, it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
tough game because this Fiorentina side, they just don't give up, right? They keep pushing, right? They're gonna push for that Champions League spot. Even last year, they didn't make it. They just barely missed it. But it's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah, we have a comment here from Leo. I think it's Leo. Says BTV Muso, what do you think Juve can improve on the most this season, and how can they start a title challenge?
Uh, Overall, this season hasn't been the best, right? We've been drawing a lot. We've been missing a lot of points this season, right? A lot of late goals given up. But something to improve on. I think the defense has been exceptional this year, right? Even with Bremer tearing his ACL. But most importantly, as we just talked about, finishing our chances. Vlahovic needs to step up. He needs to start scoring. We see Nico Gonzalez. We see Chico. We see Yildiz coming in and filling these roles, score a couple key goals. But overall, that's what we need to do. Finish our chances in front of goal.
Yeah, 100%. And I want to add on to what you're saying as well is that what I think that Juve, can improve on this season is definitely, just managing the games out. Just try to, just finish the game out, like winning and all, being consistent as well. This
Yes.
season, I haven't seen from the beginning of the season, I haven't seen that urgency. I haven't seen that urgency. I haven't seen also, when we get to the final third, we haven't been as, effective. But I think that, going forward, we could start a title challenge, because remember, it's still early in the season. It's still halfway. So we have the second part of the season to start turning up. If we don't, then then Scudetto it's going to be top four then.
Yeah.
Top four, but like I said, Scudetto is always going to be always in the talks with Juventus. But right now, as we see things right now, it's currently top four because of Atalanta's form. But we also have to remember if we start getting to the same form as Atalanta are right now, because I think at one point Juventus will get there. At one point. Remember, the Mercato's coming as well, so a little bit of help with the reinforcements will help with the title push. But no, I think that definitely, like I said, if also remember Atalanta, if they drop in form, Napoli because they lost a couple of key players like Buongiorno to injury. So, um, like I said, all I need, I think, for Juventus is a little bit of luck and to just close out games and win games for that.
Yeah. Definitely
Yeah,
right
but
about that.
yeah, no, I mean, but Musa, what do you think about Kenan Yildiz? What do you think about Kenan, especially today's performance and also overall performance this season? Do you think it's been a little bit underrated? Do you think he's been a little bit overrated? What do you think?
Well, he's a young guy. We obviously know that young guy. He has a lot of pressure on him, right? But he's filling that role very well, right? He's a bit as of lately. He's been a little bit like on the low side, but like not producing much. But what I really like to see is him get into that center role, which I want to see Thiago Motta do, and create more chances because somebody like Chico that's playing brilliant on the right side, right? He's really playing his best football right now on the right side. That's his main position. But I do want to see Yildiz play a more central role, and but he has big shoes to fill, even playing the number 10. So Yeah.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And the other thing I also noticed as well is Coop Miners.
Hmm.
You know, the way that I think that we all expected him to come out and play. We paid around 60 million euros for him. I expect a big time player to show up.
Yeah.
You know, um, he scored 2 goals for the club. I think he's actually made a lot of assists so far. He's been okay, I think, in terms of consistency. But um, we need him to come in the big moments.
Yeah.
You know, if
I
we,
don't
we
think he's at where he was at Atalanta. Yeah, it's a big switch coming
you
in
know,
and playing in this Juventus side, but he's developing. He's getting used to this team, and we saw him score a beautiful free kick the other day. Right, definitely
you
going
know,
to build his confidence from that.
yeah, 100%. And we also have a question here from NLF, Home of Football Culture, says, question for both the guys. Do you think the potential sale of Yildiz Fortunali is worth it? For me, honestly, no. That's like a big no, man, for me, because yes, Tonali has, he's very very good, I would say, in terms of when he plays for the Azzurri, when he played for Milan. But you also have to remember his fitness levels aren't there. He's coming back like Fagioli is. He hasn't been as effective for Newcastle either. So, um, in my opinion, it wouldn't be worth it. Wouldn't be worth it. Selling a big, top player like Yildiz
Yeah,
for Tonali.
it's not the right time to sell him. He's a young guy; he's still developing, so he's going to grow into the Juve squad. I think what I said on my podcast, this kid is the future of our team. He really is. He's a young guy, so we want him in
Yeah,
our team. We don't want to sell him for a Tonali or I don't know who was the other rumors that got brought up to sell him. I think there was a swap deal involved.
yeah. Swap deal with Fagioli. I think Fagioli and Tonali that would be a better deal. But
Hmm.
with Yildiz is like he's like our number 10. He's like our next supposedly Del Piero, right?
Yeah,
So I think losing him would be a big loss. I think for Juventus in terms of quality. But listen, Tonali, he's a great player, but for Yildiz, no, sorry, but and plus, I don't think Juventus is going to do that because I like Cristiano Giuntoli in our sporting director role. He's definitely, like I said, he's really good when it comes to that. So 100%. It's got John here saying Scooby. There's rumors of Hanko going to Juve. Do you guys rate him? Yes, yes, I do. I watched a lot of the Feyenoord games. I think he's very good on the ball, and he could really fit into Thiago Monta's system. Um, I mean, if I was gonna rate him, I would say for the transfer they're going to Juventus, I would say it's gonna be like at least a 7.58 because I think, like I said, he still has to prove to us fans, tifosi, on if he could really play in this team. But yeah,
yeah.
no, Musa, what do you think about this comment?
I'm not too familiar with Hanko, right? I think I've only watched like one of his highlight clips, like one of his games. But to fill in the roles this season, that we need to advance for that Scudetto, because Bremer was a big loss to his ACL injury. I think he would fill in well because we have Gatti in there. Gatti is really playing well this season, which I enjoy. I enjoy. And then Kalulu, which has been a bit shaky at times, but I do. I think we should it'd definitely be a big pickup for this transfer window.
Yeah, no, and actually, well, Hanko supposedly confirmed the other day about the rumors being fake about the Juventus, but
Hmm.
you know, I think that in terms of Hanko coming to Juve, I think that would be a good step, especially towards the replacement of Juan Cabal being injured for the entire season with along with Bremer. And
Hmm.
the other say I would say the other defender would be that's also linked with Juventus is Antonio Silva from Benfica,
Hmm.
21 years of age, and he's about to supposedly sign the contract. Everything is going to be. I think he's going to be a done deal. He's going to be one of our first signings, I think, because supposedly already breaking news for that. I actually it was like a month ago when I said that. There's already an agreement between the player and Juventus, but the only thing that needs to be done, I think, is the price on the loan, and
Hmm.
that's it. So and plus Antonio Silva has the agent Jorge Mendes, so it's the same agent as Conceição. So it's going to be similar to the Conceição deal. So I think that that's going to be another done deal soon. But matter of time now because we're almost to the January Mercato. So
Yep.
yeah, 100%.
It's good at picking up these little pieces here and there. But
John says, what could you say on the Ninja low taper fade meme? Muso, what do you think?
is this Juve related or?
I don't. I have
No,
no
no.
clue, man.
Uh, we'll see.
John, come on, John.
Uh,
No, but no. I mean, like I said, Antonio Silva. No, I mean, for sure, I think he would do very well with Juventus. Especially defensively too. Because remember, like us defensively this season, I mean, we saw it against Monza, a little
yeah.
bit shaky at the back,
Shit.
especially in the second half.
Hmm.
Like especially that first goal that Monza scored. Even though
Oh.
I think it was a good goal, but
Mhm.
like where was our defense? Our defense was sleeping in the back.
Yeah. But in that situation, what could you really do? A beautiful goal, honestly. I couldn't say nothing about that. I just applauded him, honest.
Yeah, man. And
Hmm.
I just applauded that because it was just a beautiful goal. And like I said, it happens. It
Yeah.
happens. So and like I said, Juventus, this season has still needs to prove to me that they can have that fire, that grinta, right? They can have that urgency of going forward. I haven't really seen that yet, really. I think I've only seen a little bit of that spark with Nico Gonzalez coming back.
Hmm.
I think we've seen a little bit more of a creative Juventus, and we could see that finally we're scoring a lot, right? Because every
Yeah.
time it was like a 0-0 game, 0-0. So I used to be falling asleep on my couch and just be like, all right, that's it. It's over. 0-0. But no, but with Nico Gonzalez back, I think it's definitely way better, like in terms of performances.
Yeah. I do. I like the creativity it adds to the team. And
Yeah,
obviously, it brings a lot to the attack, too. We score more.
exactly.
It's not, we don't pull off the classic Allegri, the corto muso, as he likes to call it. Simple 1-0 win, and then that's it. But yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like I said, and in terms of last season, because since you are new to the channel, Musa, what were your thoughts about Allegri? Compared to this season as well with Giacomotta, do you think that there's like no comparison? Do you think that Allegri, you don't like Allegri's football? Do you think that you like Motta's better? Like, what is your opinion about Allegri versus Motta? Because a lot of fans are comparing him.
Uh, well, compared stats wise, right? They're very similar, right? Maybe it was the points were around the same because we had so many draws that it just balanced out with Allegri. But we kind of let him off because overall, Allegri has done some amazing things with the club. He's won so many Scudettos, so many Supercoppas, so many Coppa Italias, two Champions League finals, right? Just amazing coach for Juve. But we let him off because they said of his attitude towards the club, right? And that it wasn't like the Juventus way, right? We need to be more respectful, right? And then we let him off and we grabbed Motta, but we kind of see Motta doing the same thing right now, getting agitated with the officials, right? We saw him get sent off last match,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
it's more the it's similar. We're looking at the
yeah.
same thing here.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I would say that I think both styles with Motta we're more balanced in terms of when we attack. I think we hold a way more possession as we towards the stats, right, from compared from last season. But the thing is that one thing I like about Juventus doing this season is that they're letting, I think that Motta is letting mistakes happen in the beginning of the season,
Hmm.
but still trailing with the pack. This is why I say that Juventus, I think, when it comes to probably the second half of the season, will be way better. When it comes to I think the impact for the Scudetto. Because remember, every single team in plus one starts Champions League again. It's gonna be the round of 16. And like I said, who knows? I say that we're gonna make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but um, still needs to be way more. I
Yes.
think in terms of the way that we play. I'm still not convinced in terms of the creativity. I'm still not even convinced defensively. That's why I think in January we need to make some changes in terms of the mercato, getting some players like supposedly Xerxes, and also that's a question right there. Thoughts on Xerxes coming to Juventus?
Uh,
Think he would fit?
yeah, Yeah, I think he would do great because we saw him being rumored to Juve last season, but then he made the move to United, which I think wasn't the right call for him, because as we see what same thing with Chiesa. We saw him leave. We went to the Premier League. It's completely different play style, completely different league there. So, but I think it would fit well. I don't
Yeah.
know, because Bologna men, right, with Motta and Xerxes. So I think it would be a good deal to pick him up because Motta's already familiar with him.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, Mota's we needed that type of player that could I would say have that impact in towards of the tactics, right? Because we don't have really a player that played under Mota with Bologna last season.
Hmm.
I think Cambiaso played his first year, Mota's first year at Bologna, so
Hmm.
Cambiaso is like the only type of guy that knew a little bit of how
Yeah.
Diago Mota's system would be. But I think what topping Yildiz, especially for the attack, I think would be way better solution in terms of the impact coming off from the bench or even starting, because I
Hmm.
think it could be way better in terms of providing that extra creativity, right?
Yeah. Well, if Vlahovic decides to leave, which it might be possible, but Xerxes could definitely fill in that role. I think he would add the fire to the attack that we need, right? I think he would blend in well with the team.
100%. And Lorenzo says, "What are your thoughts on Juve's win against City?" I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. You go first, Musa.
Yeah. This is the Juve I want to see every game. A team like that. Even though we see Man City, they're slow right now. They're struggling a lot. But we beat supposedly one of the best teams in Europe. We need to see more from that. Somebody who always comes up big, I think, in Champions League matches, McKennie. We saw him score a copy of his goal against Barcelona a couple of years back, and that's what we're looking for. We got the 3 points in the Champions League, which was huge against Man City, and obviously our next game's against Club Brugge, which is another big opportunity for us to climb up the table. So that's what we're looking for. Looking to get to the round of 16. We don't want to
Exactly.
be competing for that bottom half of the table. We want to get into the round of 16. It saves us legs, saves us time. So yeah.
Exactly. 100%. I agree. I agree with that. And my thoughts on Man City were, you know, yes, I think the performance was very good against Manchester City, but the question was after. Can we keep that consistency after that? Can we start winning the games and said, yeah, and look what happened. We tied against Venezia and then we ended up winning. So far, like I said, this team I think is up and down, up and
Hmm.
down. But I think that in terms of the performances as of now is way better than we saw. Especially, I think after that Manchester City game, it gave us a little bit of that confidence back.
Hmm.
So, I think that in terms of performing better, I think that we could see something happening. But we also have Rocco Musso says, how do you feel about the 49ers versus the Dolphins game today? Musso, what do you think?
I don't know. I didn't watch this game.
You didn't watch it? Yeah, I didn't watch it
Uh,
either, man. Nah, but what do you think about the Croatia versus Pakistan water polo game tomorrow night? I would say Croatia probably would win, possibly.
yeah, yeah,
I
maybe.
think they probably have the talent for it. Um, why is Juve so bad in Serie? Well, it's the amount of games. I mean, look, the amount of games that we have to play. Um, it's definitely, I would say, a tough schedule, especially when we play Champions League, when we play Coppa Italia, and then after that we play Serie A.
Hmm.
I think that, and this is also Malta's first year of being in multiple competitions, so it's a new thing, and also being at a club like Juve, it's like a big, 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 big pressure
Big weight
when we
on your
come. Yeah,
shoulders. Yeah.
exactly. So,
Hmm.
like I said, big things to come. Lucas says, question for both Gio and Joe. What do you think the reason is for Juve ending so many games is draws? What do you think, Musa?
It's, we just need to finish. We need to finish our chances. We always having that one goal lead, right? And then it's just towards the end we see them fall apart in games and we give up late chances. We concede goals and we lose out on so many points which we shouldn't have. It's
Yeah,
that it's we've been talking about it this whole podcast. It's finishing our games, finishing our chances, and it should guarantee us our points. Today we went up. and we kind of laid back in the second half today against Monza, and luckily we got the 3 points today. But we saw them putting a little pressure at the last couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you in that as well. As we needed to finish our chances. But I think the other thing that I think was because the reason why is because remember the injuries doesn't help.
Mhm.
We had like around 10 injuries. Like seriously, like we had half the squad out for a couple of the games. So I mean, yes, but even though I'm not going to say it's an excuse for that because we should be winning against teams like Gaeti, like Monza, like Bologna, like Venezia, especially last place team. So, um, but yeah, no, I think that also because we didn't have our creativity. Remember, I think Motta was also trying to experiment in the players in the different positions because I
Mhm.
just think that, like for example, Coop Miners, being in that 10 role, I think that's not his regular position at this Juventus.
Yeah.
Maybe it was for Atalanta, but it's not for Juventus. He's more of a natural number 8, and you could see that Yildiz was a more natural number 10 when he started playing, especially against Gaeti, right? When
Mhm.
we put him at the number 10, we controlled the game. We won the game 4-0. And then today, the same thing happened. We put Nico in that position. We dropped Cooper a little bit back, and we won.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it all depends you know, I think on Thiago Motta because of if he can, keep up with these lineups, with these consistent lineups of having like Nico in the 10 or putting Yildiz in the 10, make sure that Conceição is always starting as well. And then Coop Miner's a little bit dropped. Because one thing I noticed, Muso, especially with this game, is that Thiago Motta, when he brought Coop Miners off, that
Mhm.
changed the game. That changed the game, and that's what I think Monza started to be more dangerous after Coop Miners really got
Yeah.
up. But I understand why he did it because supposedly there was rumors and there was reports about Coop Miners last game having the flu, which I'm like, how do you play with the flu? But uh, it's whatever. But I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think about that as well? The impact of Coop Miners.
Uh, well, said this all season that he hasn't been at his full potential, but he is a big part of this project, right? I think the substitute at the end, I don't think it was for that rumor of the flu. I just think he wanted to finish out the game. Mota. He put in Cambiaso, and he wanted to fortify the defense a little bit and secure the points, which was a little bit risky on his end because Coop Miners he did played well today, right? He was just filling in all the spaces, right? Competing very well. So it was difficult, but we got the 3 points. But that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Also, John says, "What do you think? What do you guys think about Chiesa? He left Fiorentina because he wanted something bigger, and did in the end for Juventus. What can I say about Chiesa? Chiesa, I think it. Listen, I really liked Chiesa a lot on Juventus. He like I said, he was one of the best players in 2021 for the Euros. He won the Euros for the Azzurri.
Hmm.
So, you know, Chiesa was always going to be my favorite players, but we all know that even if a player leaves like in that caliber, the club comes first.
Yeah.
Every Juventino knows that as well. And like I said, I think that Chiesa's departure, like I said, it's tough because I think we could have used him this season, but in reality, he didn't want to reduce his salary. So at the end, the club does come first. And like I said, no player is bigger than the club. So I
Hmm.
think that that Chiesa departure, it was sad, but at the end, look at where he is. He's not really starting for Liverpool. And look where we are.
Yeah.
So, like I
He made a
said,
mistake, I think,
exactly.
because if you go to Liverpool, they have so many big names. They're competing for the title right now in the Premier League that I just don't see him starting over like Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz, Thiago Jota, right? It's it's completely different than it is in Italy. But if you wanted to go to the Premier League, maybe I would pick a team that's struggling with that attacking mindset. Maybe go to like a Chelsea or an Arsenal, but he could definitely compete with Martinelli in that role if he went to Arsenal.
Yeah, 100%. And my guy says, my fratello here says, Gio, do you think Motta will be like your Brendan Rodgers, get you in the title race and all that, but not be able to cross the line, or your Jurgen Klopp? No, no. I think that Thiago Motta, like I said, I think Juventus will eventually win the Scudetto under Thiago Motta. Like I said, it's just a matter of time. I think probably next season would have to be
Hmm.
Juventus year, because like I said, there's no chance I think for Juventus to be messing up in next year, especially with the players that we're probably going to have, especially in the summer. Supposedly links with Jonathan David coming to the club. So, like I said, it all depends. But we also have to remember the Club World Cup does play on from the summer, so that's going to be also big to see as well because of the fitness and the fitness levels of the players as well. So I definitely want to see that, but
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see what happens.
There's a lot of new faces this year for Juve. It's not like last year. We have a lot of new names, so it's a good solid ground, right, for Malta to. It's like ground zero, right? I would say it's a whole new team out, right? And it's only up for here. We just pick up little
No,
pieces here and there, and the Scudetto's not over yet. I would like to see them to push for it and get that Champions League spot or push for the Scudetto, but it's year one really. It's we're back to square one.
exactly. And Lorenzo says here, how do you think you would do against Fiorentina? Musa, what do you think?
Uh, difficult game, I think, right? Fiorentina looks strong this season. But we said before, Moiskin is a strong player this season, is really doing well at Fiorentina. So the defense, I think, is gonna have a hard time. But we know players that played with them and could maybe close them down next
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, no, I think that, like I said, we have the potential of winning against Fiorentina because I think we are playing at home for that. So, um, but it all depends. I think also from Motta. It all depends on what lineup I think he puts out, right? Um, but against Fiorentina, like I said, they lost against Bologna. They could lose. Who knows,
Hmm.
right? Because like I
Yeah,
said, they have it all depends. I think, and also one thing about Fiorentina, they don't have a good record against Juve. So we have, of course, the upper hand in terms of now where we're going on from a win. I think they play tomorrow too. If they lose points, pressure's on them.
yeah.
And like I said, I think that from next week, I think Juventus could definitely do something, um, and probably I would say put some damage on Fiorentina because, like I said, Fiorentina they've been doing well this season, but like I said, they're not invincible.
Do you think
They're
they're
definitely
overperforming this
winnable.
season?
Do I think that they're a little bit over? Yes, yes. I think that they are in terms, but I think that they have a good coach.
Hmm.
Palladino, very, very good coach. I think they also have key players as well. Moise Keane, you mentioned it as well. They have Goodmanson as well. They have a couple of these other star guys that I think are very
Sotil.
dangerous.
Hmm.
Sotil, exactly. They have, they do have, I would say, some key guys that could definitely penetrate this Juventus. But do I think that they are like overachieving? 100%, 100%.
Yeah. I loved the head of the season for them. If you watched a couple of Fiorentina games, I think he's playing brilliant. He's saved them a lot of points this season. So it's gonna be a difficult match. But you said the record against Fiorentina in the past has not been in their favor. But you never know. 90 minutes is the game of football. Anything could happen. We'll see.
Yeah, 100%. And a scary stat: if Juve win their next two games, Barca will only be 1 point ahead with the same games played, 19. Well, that shows. That shows that
But
Juventus is better than Barca. Then.
but I don't think you could really compare the stat because
Yeah,
Serie is it's in the past years has become way more competitive than the La Liga, right?
yeah, 100%.
There's three big names: Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. That's your three main guys. Now you have Atalanta filling in the pack. Maybe Fiorentina maybe is overachieving a little bit, but they're in the pack, so
And
it's
Lazio too, right? Lazio as
Lazio
well.
too. Yeah.
Big teams. Like I
Hmm.
said, um, but 100%. Like I said, you can't really compare the stats, even though it's a funny stat. But yeah, no, I mean, 100%. Senza Paura says, "Hola boys, Forza Juve sempre, Forza Juve, my friend, Forza Juve." Lorenzo says, "What are your thoughts on Moise Keane's new album?" I haven't even listened to it yet.
Is it out yet?
I'm not sure. Sure.
I think McKenny has a feature in it. That's what I heard.
Yeah. No, I think so. Supposedly, there's also gonna be like a documentary of McKennie as well. But yeah, no,
That would be cool.
100%. That'd be awesome.
Hmm.
Um, just says Nurak. That was very scary. I screamed. No, but I mean, I guess in terms of the different leagues, Juventus being unbeaten.
Hmm.
So, um,
Are we the only team in Europe still to be unbeaten, or?
yeah, we're the only team in Europe that are unbeaten in the moment right now. So,
Hmm. That's good.
it all depends on, like I said, the next couple games against Fiorentina, big one. Then
Big.
remember, we have the Supercoppa right by the new year.
Yes. Hmm.
So against Milan, that's gonna be funny. I'm gonna try to get IFTV Antonio on here for that one. That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, sounds.
No, because this guy is always saying something about Juve. So I'll
Super
try. I'll
Milan fan.
try.
I know.
Yeah.
He's Juve's number one hater.
Yep. Oh man. But I remember when he lost a bet to me and he had to wear a whole Juventus shirt for like a couple of days. So he honors his word. That's why
uh,
that's what I like. That's what I like about Antonio. But yeah, no, I think that like I said, if we keep this form, close
mhm.
out games like this against Monza like we did today, I think that we could be really, I think could be potentially title contenders.
Yeah.
But it all depends on Motta. It depends on the players playing for the badge. Because if they can't play for the badge, like I said, then you shouldn't even be on the team,
Hmm.
right? So I think with that, let's see what really happens, But I mean, the next coming games we have Fiorentina. I think we have Milan, and then we have a couple other guys. I think. Well, I think
Uh,
I don't remember, but
I think we have Coppa Italia Empoli is coming up soon. So yeah,
that should be a win. That
it's
should be a win. That
it
should
should
be a
be.
win.
We have a tough schedule though coming into the new year. I
Mhm.
think we have Inter coming up. I think we have a Lazio coming up and Atalanta coming up, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
Oh,
it's the second round. We come again. We verse them for the second time. It's basically a whole new thing. So if we could get these points, we could be competing for the Scudetto this year. But it's gonna be very difficult. I do love watching this Atalanta side play. Gasparini is an amazing coach. We saw him win the Europa League last year against Leverkusen in the final. So he's one of the top coaches in Europe right now. He
oh,
beat
100%.
he beat Liverpool in the Champions League. Was it not too long ago? But it's one of the biggest ones in their club's history. He just keeps proving people wrong. And CTK that they got from Milan. He wasn't playing a lot there because we had who's up top, Tammy Abraham for them, for Milan, Okafor, right? There's other people filling in the roles, but we see he has a second life here at Atalanta, and he's really playing well with Lukman too, which is one of
Yeah.
the new stars in Serie A this year.
Yeah, 100%. And that's I would say one of the biggest things, right? I mean, Atalanta are in form. I watched the game today as well with against Empoli.
Hmm.
Empoli, like I said, Empoli did show that Atalanta do have weaknesses,
Yeah.
but Atalanta they just have that consistency and they just have that belief, especially at home. They ended up winning the game. I think CDK got on the score sheet twice.
Yeah.
So and then Lukman as well. Lukman has been dangerous for them. So
Hmm.
like I said, for us to really, I think, win the Scudetto this season, it's going to be them to basically drop points. The same thing with Napoli. I think
Yeah.
if those two, because the thing with Inter, um, they're not as scary as last season. They're very vulnerable in the back.
Hmm.
And like I said, going into the new season, going well, not in the new season, but going into the new campaign, which will be after the Christmas break. You know, like I said, it all depends on if Diagamota can, and then plus with the reinforcements for Juventus, and the top teams would have to lose points. That's the only way I see Juventus
Hmm.
winning the Scudetto. And the stars have to align. If the stars don't align, then Juventus, our focus would be probably Coppa Italia, Supercoppa, win
Yeah.
those two, try to get
At,
far in Champions League and top four. That's it.
yeah.
That's
At
it.
this point, you think Thiago Motta's focus is because we got the 3 points today, which was very nice. You think his focus is on the Scudetto still, or it's now focusing on Champions League, Supercoppa, and Coppa Italia? Because obviously we're in all these competitions, and there's a lot of games to be played. Legs are going to be are going to be tired, so it's going to be a difficult second half to the season.
Yeah, 100%. I think that right now, as it sees, I mean, so far he was more focused in Europe
Mhm.
than in Serie A. But
Yeah.
now I think since we have that break, that like we have like a month break now with the Champions League,
Mhm.
so now I think that Motta is not going to be focusing a little bit more on the Serie A. And also, I think Coppa Italia, since we do have a better side of the bracket, I think that it could be better in our favor to try to get to the final and try to win it.
Mhm.
Super Copa, I think we should win it. We should try. You know, get some silverware. Get these guys, you know, feeling, you know, what it feels to win. Because
Yeah.
you know, if they don't know what it feels to win, especially remember you said it before as well with the whole new squad, you know, new
Yeah.
faces, new squad. They need to figure out like what it is, you know, and how to win. You know,
Mhm.
and if they
You're
could
right.
do that, I think that that'll be perfect for for the next part, the second part of the season. But yeah, no, I think right now the focus right now, as we stand, is going to be a Serie A. Serie A has to be the focus because remember, top four is a priority so
Mhm.
far. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, Scudetto is the dream. You know, from now on, it's Scudetto is like
I
it's
know.
going to be the dream.
It's no longer like we win it every year. After a while, it's got boring.
Yeah,
But it's competitive now, and I really miss winning the Scudetto because we won
yeah,
it so many times. I haven't The last time we won it. It's been a while. We had Inter win it. We had Napoli win his third. So it'd be nice to reclaim it. Definitely.
yeah. We also got my guy Dave in the chat. What's up, Dave? He's from the Dive Show as well. But yeah, no, like I said, you know, definitely. Um, if Juventus start to, like I said, perform like they are now, get new reinforcements from the Mercato, and start
Hmm.
playing, I think more better in terms of attacking, and also fix that problem defensively, we could be very dangerous for the second part of the season. But
You think, yeah, Motta would be looking at Rashford because, as he said, he wasn't interested in staying at United.
yeah, no, I mean, it's always going to be possible when it comes to Mercato, right?
Hmm.
Anything is possible, but the wages with Rashford, and then not just that, but also I think what Man United will probably demand for him is going to be a lot.
A
So I
lot,
think
yeah.
in order for us to really go after Rashford, would have to be we sell a couple players, or
Hmm.
we get or some players leave. You know, but I think that Fajoli is going to be one of the players to leave. I think this January.
Yeah.
What do you think about Fajoli?
Uh, we've seen him play a little bit this season, right? But he doesn't create that spark that we need in the midfield, right? He's your typical centrocampista, right? We need something more, right? We need something more. But I think it would be a good move to sell him, get some money, and invest in somebody else.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, if we can invest, I think in somebody else that could try to, I think, be a better regista, right? A little bit
Hmm.
better in the centrocampista, right? I mean, we said that as well with you know, I said it in the past couple podcasts as well. Is that Fajoli? I think that the one thing that he's missing is that sort of grinta when he's on the field and the sort
Hmm.
of you know, that drive. If he could have that, I think he could be, like I said, a solid player for Juve, like
Yeah,
Locatelli is doing right now, right?
yeah.
Locatelli changed player this season,
Hmm. Brilliant,
you know.
brilliant. He's really one of the best players at Juve this season. I love. He's all over the pitch. Really, he's everywhere. That's what I love about him this season. Last year we didn't see that. We didn't see that at all.
Yeah,
Now, change plays, he's helping out a lot. The attack too. He finds that ball, he's giving it over the top. Change play, yeah. I agree.
yeah, yeah. No, and I want to also mention about Kalulu. What do you think about
Hmm.
Kalulu coming to Juventus from Milan? Especially, you know, probably Antonio must be hitting himself right now just thinking of that.
I know. Big mistake. Big mistake they made getting rid of him. But start of the season, he looked really strong at the start, but he looks a little bit shaky now, right? And and we need that strong Kalulu that we've seen at Milan because he was playing very well there too. And we need that Kalulu that was playing well at the beginning of the season. I need that fierce in him, right? Because
Yeah,
he's a great player. He's doing very well, filling in that role for Bremer. But when Bremer comes back next season, and hopefully Kalulu's still in the squad, uh, it, we have we have options. We have options.
Yeah, no, 100%. And remember, if we get like Hanko, if we get Antonio
Hmm.
Silva, our squad is going to be way. I think it's going to be way big, especially
Yeah.
with the new players going to be coming in. And also remember the summer as well. When
Hmm.
Bremer does come back, the summer we're probably going to get some new players as well. Some players will leave, but some players will come in. And that's
Hmm.
my question. Do you think that Vlahovic will leave at the end of the season?
It's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. I'm not sure yet. Yeah. I
Yeah,
really hope he does stay because we haven't seen his potential at Juve yet. He could be an amazing attacker, right? And hopefully he stays, so then we could have him in our plans for next season, and hopefully Malta wants that. But if not, then we'll go on to the Mercato this summer and we'll look for somebody else.
yeah. Hold on, I got. Dave says if DB9 Vlahovic doesn't spread the wages, he's gone. I agree with you on that. If he doesn't spread the wages, I think Vlahovic is gonna have to go.
Hmm.
But let's see, let's see. Lorenzo says, how far will Juve go in the UCL? I say quarters,
It's
quarters.
po- we look very strong in Champions League, so all depending on the draw and everything, you never know. It's Champions League, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think quarters because I know that there's a lot of teams out there that are better than us.
Hmm.
But like you said, you never know because of the draw.
Yeah.
So, I think once you get an idea of where the draw is, which it will be like when the round of 16 comes,
Hmm.
and we see like who's in our bracket, I think that's like the only way that we could probably tell if we are going to be doing way better than expected in the Champions League, or we might just lose to Liverpool that are in crazy form right now,
Hmm.
or like to like another a different team right now, like But like I said, the only team that I think could probably beat us in the Champions League, Liverpool. Liverpool. Um, I don't really see Bayern Munich doing anything. I don't see Arsenal doing anything. I don't see.
Real Madrid doing anything either. They, maybe,
Not there.
but
Well, maybe it depends because we can't. One thing that we know is that we can't write them off even at
no,
this stage.
it's their
You know.
tournament. It's their
Yeah.
tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But 100%. Um, but yeah, no. I mean, any more thoughts on the game? I mean, on the game in general. Like, what else?
That's it. I'm happy we got the 3 points going into the Christmas break. That's what we needed, and our next game's against Fiorentina, which is a big one. That's the start to a very high mountain that we need to climb because it gets tougher. We're gonna verse tougher opponents, and we
Yeah.
have a hard schedule coming up. So
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, we'll be all on it as well, especially with the more watch alongs, especially on the channel. We're going to be doing, more podcasts like this as well. So if you guys want to stay tuned, because guys, don't worry, Muso will be coming on the channel more as well. So guys, just make sure to like and subscribe, you know, do what you guys have to do as well. Also push notifications, share the content, because if we can share the content, we can grow as a whole Juventus community as well. And guys, go follow Muso's Instagram page, bianconetti.tv, right there as well. So, guys, just remember bianconetti.tv. And, guys, go follow their Instagram page because they do a lot of good stuff there. And, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of collab posts as well. So, stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing a lot of content together. So, guys, just stay tuned for everything. Like I said, Muso, I think that wraps it up for the stream. It's a
yeah,
great stream, and like I said, let's keep it going
yeah,
and let's also with the 3 points, right? 3 points. This is a good step. So I want to see more. And also, Muso, thank you for coming on as well.
yeah.
Pleasure.
Thank you for having me. A lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, man. And Dave just says, spread the word like you spread on STI. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, Dave, don't worry, man. Don't worry. We'll have a big thing as well. We're gonna do more collabs with you as well, Dave. Don't worry.
Mm.
Got you more. But yeah, no, Muso, like I said, big up to you as well because like I said, first time on the channel. We're gonna be doing more
Yes.
of this. So yeah, 100%. And like I said, everybody, stay tuned for tomorrow's live stream as well. We're gonna do a day after video, and also stay tuned for a Mercato video because I will be doing one as well. So stay tuned
Yes.
for that. And ciao everybody. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.
Ciao, ragazzi. Ciao.